And there we go. I am live again after a week's break. Just need to double check if everything's actually still going fine, but it looks like it. So now we just hope that my internet will be stable enough for tonight. And yes, for tonight I'll be playing Lothar Coastals, as the title and thumbnail suggest. I've got 3 lineups ready, this being one of them, American 1.7. Then we have Britain 2.0, although I could reduce it to 1.7 as well. Really just play around the Dark Adventure. And we've got ever reliable Japan 1.72. Probably one of my favorite coastal vessels. But for the most part we'll be playing the Americans tonight. And I think I'll just jump straight into it. And now we'll just wait for our cues. I think that's the one negative about trying to play this kind of battle rating for coastals, is the queue time is going to be quite long. Now that I look at it, why are my PT boats not expert crewed? Yes, hello Sam. And now we're not doing Pola. No matter how much you want it. There we go. I will say, after the week-long break I've taken, coming back to naval, because during this week I genuinely just took a break from War Thunder. Mostly took a break. Played some aircraft, played some tanks, but mostly stayed away from the naval part of it. And coming back to it, oof, not nearly as refreshing as you'd imagine. Especially when fighting the bots. I was grinding the, what was it again, the Fuso earlier, get to the EC eventually, and for this entire afternoon I was consistently getting matches with only 1 or 2 actual players per team, and that gets old very quickly, having to deal with nothing but Helenas and, what is it called again? Des Moines, that's the one. Helenas and Des Moines. At least the Des Moines is easy to deal with, especially in a battleship. And there we go, our first match. The coastal version of Palau, you don't see that often. And as if to curse me, my game just crashed on me. So, let me just real quick... Kidding me, right? I'll just put that on so you don't have to stare at the black screen. And start my game up again. That is incredibly funny. And that doesn't happen often, that's for sure. Yep. Sam, your presence has cursed me. Clearly. I don't think I've... The thing is, when War Thunder usually crashes, it'll give you like this little crash window where you can send in a report. It didn't even do that, it just closed my game. That is bizarre. Now, will it give me the option to go back into my session? Yes, so we can go back to the streaming screen. If it actually wants to load, hello. There we go. Sometimes it takes OBS a while to recognize the... And it crashed again. You're kidding me, right? Okay. That is... it doesn't want me to play Palau, apparently. Okay. Okay. That is absurd. Just to... I have not had that happen to me in ages, where my game just crashes out. You want me to play Polo, Sam. But I have 2 backup lineups, what's the worst that can happen? I think I'll queue up my Japanese after this. Because obviously, because I just left that match, it doesn't recognize me as crashing, so true lock is a thing. Let's see if it'll go back to the source. Give it a second. Come on. There we go. Takes OBS a while to actually recognize the source. And I guess we'll be playing Japan. And I do want to play naval realistic with this lineup. Not arcade. There we go. And we'll continue on. Whilst I'm just sitting here and chatting with people. Apparently there's a server maintenance announced for tomorrow, and there's some people going around that might be just more in the server maintenance. I'm very curious about it. Either it doesn't want me to play was it Palau? Yeah, Palau. Or it just wants me to be Q simulator for coastal naval. But we'll have to see. By the way, In case you didn't realize already, when I said low tier best tier, I did kind of mean it sarcastically in the thumbnail and title. Whilst I do enjoy these low tier coastals, they're not exactly the best. And the queue times is one of those negatives. Although really the queue times shouldn't be this bad. It's just for some reason people think that coastal vessels aren't worth playing. So the only reason queue times are this long is because you don't fight destroyers. And of course the majority of the players actually play blue water and not coastal. So they just stick with destroyers and above. So if you're playing 2.0 and below, matchmaking will take a while. But yeah. I sadly haven't really been able to use my time last week to work on my project like I wanted to. But I have got myself into a new workflow though. So I should be able to make videos a lot more, well, yeah, I should be able to just work on videos a lot smoother than I used to do. It'll still take a while though. We found a match, and will the game crash again? Well, okay, Franz Josef Island on this BR is a bit oof, but okay. We can deal with it. We're not crashing yet. And I think I'll take something with torpedoes. Because funnily enough, you can torpedo those coastal fortifications. Although you can also artillery them. Very few players around, but that's to be expected. Only 2 on either side, but that's no different from the usual bot match, so it should be fine. Archery range is quite short, so I do have to be careful of that. And I'm going to try and go for Bravo, although Bravo has a lot of batteries looking over it. I think there's a coastal battery over there. And when those hit, those will one-shot me. Seems our other player was not able to connect. So it'll be me against 2 actual players and lots of bots. Fortification is already opening up on me, and please don't hit me with the first shot, because I will not be happy with that. We're going to go north of this island, just to avoid the coastal battery. And this gives us a chance to actually play coastals against this fortifications. I haven't done that too much yet. Now, somebody else did manage to join. They have a third now. Although there goes our first AI. Being hit by a coastal battery. What do we have here? LS3s. None of the batteries are in RT range yet. It's barely within 20 mil range because of the rough seas. Each now that I think of it, is actually quite confusing having such rough seas when it's only coastal vessels. Yeah, I need to kind of move because otherwise I'll just get rocked around by these waves. There's something in Bravo as well. Jeez. Yeah, these wave conditions are definitely not optimal for coastals. First naval base is in RT range, so let's RT it. Come on. There's something shooting me from behind, but I don't really have the time to deal with it now. Not before I deal with this Japanese reserve. Come on. Also, having two aircraft engines strapped to me is actually making me a little bit... I keep thinking I'm hearing an aircraft approaching, but it's just my own engines. And it's making me quite paranoid. Now, where's the other guy? There it is. Quite a few PT boats behind me now. Come on. The waves are not helping me. There we go. We already that naval base. Just to get rid of it. LS3 in front is a player, so you do need to be extra careful. I have depth charges at the ready, but I don't think he's gonna let me depth charge him that easily. Although he might. Or we just ram kill him, that's also fine. I do need to put out a fire though. advancing decap Bravo, but is it actually capping it? No, it's just a guide on. Back to recapture Bravo. Let's actually empty the guns as well, so we can reload. And just in time to get someone to cap. It's probably just your impression. It's just I haven't been shot at that much. And the things I'm getting hit by aren't that big either. Like I think I only got hit by either a 50 cal or 7.7s by now. Also I'm firing back with 20 mils. Yeah, I just haven't been hit that much yet. Because again, I'm only fighting 2 actual players now. There I go. And when I'm fighting an actual player, that's when it starts hurting. There we go. It's just the bots don't really have the best accuracy, especially on a move like that. I don't think we really need another ship spawn, so let's have some fun. And with fun, I mean ruin the day of a lonely PT boat. Oh, I have few still, don't I? Damn. Not that this matters. Ticket speed very fast in low tier matches as well. And that is still a fat sum of SL. Now, let's try the Americans again and hope we don't crash this time. And hopefully we get some better, like, sea conditions as well. Because those super choppy waves are not fun to deal with. And now we just wait in the queue again. Hello, Material. Quite early for you, isn't it? And hello there, Fender. You guys haven't missed much other than me crashing twice. And with crashing I do mean the game crashing, not me in an aircraft. I also sadly haven't actually respected the TBF before doing the stream. So I don't have the big bombs on it yet. But the 500 pounds will do more than enough at 1.7. Oof. I've been having good luck with the weather. We've had I think we had one really hot week, but then a thunderstorm that basically reset the temperature. It's slowly getting up there again, but it's still fine. Every time a thunderstorm rolls around, it gets cooler again. Also, that actually reminds me, I've been having a lot of fun over the last week. Because I went to well, it's not actually an air show I went to, it's more that they opened up an kind of ex-military base for the public. And they flew around, so they did some military stuff around it. Like they flew out the old Sea King and some F-16s too. And I got some really good pictures of them. It was really good weather for that as well. Not too hot, a bit cloudy as well for some interesting background in the pictures. Good time. Actually, I think next time I go into the queue, I'll bring up some of the pictures I got from the air show. Like the ones I saved, the ones I also... Yeah, I'll bring up some of the pictures I got from the air show. Whilst I'm waiting in queue. Now, Aleutian Islands Coastal. Why that is not how I use my 40 mil nowadays. What on earth is this? Get rid of that. We want AP on the 20 mil. Take a less HE. There we go. I believe Tyrael is an Australian, so it's winter for him now. Actually, like 8 degrees C for winter isn't too shabby. Getting quite a bit colder for that. Ooh, quite a few more players. And guy from the last match as well. I love it when you have decals on older vehicles, they just get warped to the ever-loving hell. I think that's what happened to my Moonshine Raiders decal here. As well as my Belgian flag decal, I think it used to be bigger. The conditions are a little bit better, but they're still quite rough. That looks of it. And what we're going to do is go around this island to get a 40 mil line of fire. Because I do not have to be worried about destroyers at all. Actually, what happens to this boat if I enable this one? Nothing, okay.
Hold your helm.
No enemies inside yet. What did I just take control of? Interesting, I took control over nothing. No, that's a 40, but it just doesn't select the 40 on the little viewer. Huh. Oh, good. It does, but it doesn't. Weird.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 360. 2,000 meters.
Engines. All astern. Engines. All stop. Target identified. Boat.
Now what's happening here? The boat is rocking on the waves, throwing off my 40. Come on. So if we just stay on the move, it should be a little bit better. Although it's sort of very bad.
Starboard, all.
Hard starboard, aye!
Helm, midships.
Helm midships, aye!
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 20. 3,000 meters.
Boat! Ahead!
Not tonight, but I definitely could. I have them.
Target identified.
They're not quite my favorites, but I do have them. I'm going to double check that name, because if that's... Is it an AI? That is an AI, and I just saw it launch a torpedo. This isn't going down well. Especially since he got the first shots off, and my boat is being incredibly unstable. Yeah, no. The undisputed king of Lothar Coastal is the SC-497. Always has been. But let's see if we can cut it a bit short. I'm not gonna go above 2.0 tonight, Fenrir. Because anything below 2.0 and below avoids destroyers, and that's what I want to do. Avoid destroyers. Where's our friend in the SC-497? Oh, don't worry. There he is, he's being very sneaky though. Now, I do have a 2-second timer enabled for some reason, because I just forgot to switch it off from playing tanks. But luckily this thing has a bomb sight anyway, so let's drop one there. And we get away. This 497 does have 20 mils too. And kaboom. Okay. Didn't see the bomb splash, but righty. What's the photo on these bombs? 162 shouldn't be bad. And why do I have my outbreak enabled, or my traps enabled rather? So let's try this again. There's a big delay in my bombs as well. What's up with that? There's a real big delay on dropping those bombs. Oh well, next boat.
Enemy forces have captured a zone. Enemy forces have captured a zone.
I get the feeling this is not going down well for us, for our team. Torpedoes are kind of crap as well, a bit too slow. But other than that, we'll be fine.
Bomber! Ahead! 8,000 meters!
Action station.
Alrighty.
Enemy spotted. Target identified. Bomber.
Bearing 80.
Yeah, currently it is 8,000 meters away, like it says.
Enemy is winning.
But my 50 cals only have a maximum range of 2.3 kilometers.
Port your helm.
Aye,
That's why the ranger is saying that. Speak to you. Not too worried, seeing as it isn't even going over this side of the map. And we're just gonna try and beeline it for Bravo.
4,000 meters!
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 60.
We turn around because Our turrets don't have a forward firing arc.
On starboard, aye.
Enemy hit. Target destroyed.
Helm midships, aye.
And Bravo's already been captured.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 60. 3,000 meters.
And we plane up again.
Bomber.
Dornier 17.
60. 5,000 meters.
Boat.
And let's try and
5,000 meters.
turn around for this
Target
Hagel.
identified. Boat.
Our ally will have captured Bravo anyways, it's fine.
2,000 meters.
Port all.
Hard port,
Yeah, I might actually have to deal with
Engine.
Dornier first.
All astern. Target identified. Bomber.
Bearing 60.
If my 50 guys want to work with me, that is.
Helm. Midship.
There we go.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
boat. Astern. 2,000 meters.
Enemy vessel sunk.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 60. 2,000.
And now we're on a very long reload.
Starboard your helm.
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
Aye. Steer starboard.
Shells on target. Direct hit. Fire spotted on the enemy ship. Enemy vessel sunk.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 60. 2,000 meters. Direct hit.
And now there we go as well.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 60.
Now that is less than optimal.
1,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 240. 500 meters. Direct
And both my guns are reloading again.
Port. 1,000 meters.
Bomber.
Port your helm.
Aye.
No, let's pose again.
Target identified. Boat.
Now I don't have to be too worried about the 7.7s.
0.
Shouldn't be hurt that much.
Target identified. Boat.
And it's been sunk.
Bearing 300.
I sworn I heard bomber warning.
Enemy hit.
Doesn't seem like it.
Destroyed.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 40. 3,000 meters.
Boat. Ahead. 2,000 meters.
Enemy hit.
Come on.
Helm hard aport.
Boat. Starboard. 3,000 meters.
Engine. 2/3.
Torpedoes. Torpedoes, torpedoes, torpedoes. But it's game over already before those torpedoes reach me.
Retreat from battle.
Not too bad. I'm gonna have to fight the waves more than anything. And I got myself the big bomb on the TBF. Or at least the AP bomb. And... How do I have so much RP on the TBF? Welp. I'm just gonna screenshot that because that seems weird. And now I can use the big bomb on the TBF. And we'll queue right up again. And in the meantime, let me just look through my pictures again from the air show. For some reason it's frozen. Oh, little preview window is frozen, never mind. And here we are, just waiting for the queue again, but I'm still looking through my pictures I took last Wednesday, because some are certainly better than others. And let's see if these are actually the good ones. Yeah, that is just coastal cues for you. And let's see if I can make this interesting a little bit. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to keep an eye on my queue. Well, I can hear when the queue goes off. And why not take a look at the pictures I got on Wednesday? And I think I can do it with just this button. There we go. So, on Wednesday there was a small acrobatics team flying around. And I got pictures like this. Always nice. This one being, I think, the nicest picture I took on Wednesday. Just the overlap being perfect, or almost perfect. And I think the game just started. So we're gonna go back to the game first. Yep. We'll get to F16 pictures. You know what? We'll get to F16 pictures now, seeing as the game crashed again. Let me just get the game up and running. It does not want me to play the Americans by the looks of it. Sorry about that. Come on, game. Start up again. Okay. So I'm gonna put myself in the queue of the British lineup then. Once it recognizes the source again, just give it a moment. We will not return to the current battle because it'll just crash me again. And we'll go with British 1-7, or well, 2-0 because Dark Adventurer. And as we're back in the queue, let's look at my pictures again. So we had this, and it goes on. Two nice F16 pictures. Although I don't know how many of you actually really care since it is. But yeah, I had a good day on Wednesday. as you might be able to tell. You can see the dude just waving at the audience. It's also a very unique livery on the F-16. We have this is an acrobatic F-16. That's a nice livery. And then we also have the Sea King flying around, and that's it. Wait for the black screen, there we go. Yeah, I think I was at that air show on Wednesday for 2 hours. They got a lot of stuff done in those 2 hours. I think for those that happen to be on my Discord server, I did actually post quite a few more pictures from the day on there as well. Although all things considered, I think I saved around 30-ish photos that I took. And I took over 350 in those 2 hours. I would love to do something similar with with warships, but we don't really have any warship museums in my country. Sadly. I don't actually know to think of it, I don't think we have any at all. I actually want to double check on that. And there is an Age of Sail ship that we have as not really a museum, but it is quite famous and it's been kept around. But it's not a warship. What am I seeing here, though? Britain has quite a few good warship museums, though. Well, mainly Portsmouth and Belfast, of course. And I have gone to Portsmouth in the past. But it's not really a day trip anymore, is it? Going all the way to England. I'd love to revisit it though. Go to Portsmouth, go to the Belfast. And our game will not crash this time. By the looks of it. Good. We'll first spawn the Dark Adventurer. And let's see if the sea conditions will actually be stable enough to use the big gun.
Prepare the ship for battle. Engines, flank speed.
Now, can I control the 40mm together with the 114? I can't, sadly. Would have made this ship a bit too good.
Starboard your helm.
Seas are flat though. Perfect conditions for this gun. Yep, sea is very calm. Not fighting too many actual players. Also positive. Can actually do a test shot with this gun again. Ooh, that's quite an arc on it. think I might be better off with just the 40 mil. Yeah, no, I don't think of it. I do live on the coastal region of my country, but we don't have any museum ships. What is kind of close to me, though, is parts of the Atlantic Wall. I have visited those like 2 or 3 times already.
Boat! Starboard! 2,000 meters!
2,000 meters, don't care
Action
about that.
stations. Enemy spotted.
Although the bit of the Atlantic Wall that's preserved is not that interesting weaponry-wise.
Target identified.
But there's some interesting infrastructure around there.
2-0. 1,000.
Will it hit?
Enemy destroyed.
It will.
Target identified. Boat.
That's a player.
4-0.
Bonk.
1,000 meters. Repair stations. Steering damage. Vessel out of control.
Boat! Ahead! 500 meters!
Direct hit.
Engines. All stop.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Repair parties, begin damage control. Starboard your helm.
Aye! Steer starboard!
It could have ended badly if it wasn't firing a 15 mil at me.
Port your helm.
Because the frontal,
Aye! Steer port!
basically this entire front of this boat is just ammo rack. And you go down straight down the middle.
Target identified. Boat.
More boats.
Bearing 100.
I mean, what else will I really see?
1,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
It's like playing golf, really.
100.
Come on.
2,000.
4.
Dangerous challenge.
And it seems like a hole in 2.
Our victory is near.
Yep.
Target destroyed.
Boat! Ahead!
Also, also the PT6 is quite a large boat.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Target identified.
But low.
Boat.
It's gonna be way too high now, isn't it?
1,000
Yeah,
meters.
because I was approaching it.
Helm. Hard starboard.
Hard starboard! Aye!
Helm. Midships.
Helm midships! Aye!
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 160. 1,000 meters. Dangerous shallows ahead.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 0-0.
Going over again. I need to stop because I'm closing way too fast for me to adjust. That didn't one-shot it, okay. Guess I need to hit the bridge.
Enemy hit.
Should really be just be using the 40 mil at this point.
Enemy vessel
Go.
sunk. Enemy listing and losing speed.
Aye! Steer starboard!
Helm. Hard aport.
Hard port! Aye!
What's the 40 mil looking at?
Boat.
Another PT6.
500 meters. Shelter sunk. Target destroyed.
Boat! Starboard!
This boat is a lot more fun than I remember it being.
Starboard your helm.
Especially against these bots.
Target identified.
Well,
Boat.
Bearing
bots is the appropriate term for them.
1,000 meters.
This gets confused. It's kind of difficult to
All.
Hard
give it a
starboard!
different name to the actual
Midships.
bots and the people who use bot programs.
Target identified.
At least in a quick way.
Bearing
What's this?
80. 1,000 meters.
There we go.
We no longer have the advantage.
And there's a miss, but that's fine.
1,000 meters!
Because we need to deal with whatever is at A.
Zones are taken by the enemy.
And LS3 is what's at A. Let's see if we can one-shot again.
Boat! Ahead! 500 meters!
Target
Miss.
identified.
And that's a hit.
Enemy vessel sunk. Enemy hit.
Aye, steer starboard.
But at this rate, it's going to be a defeat, because I can't really contest 2 capture points on my own, can I?
Dangerous shallows ahead.
Although that LS3 might be able to do this cap. And I'll start moving towards Bravo already.
Starboard your helm.
But it's game over.
Retreat from battle.
Second bleed is really fast with coastals. Well, that was a fun match. Had some fun with that 114mm howitzer. So much fun, I think we'll go for a round 2 of it. Ooh. Yeah, we have a... I think the only naval-ish museum I went to was for our big port town, Antwerp. Has a big museum and one of the floors was dedicated to their naval history. Which was an interesting sight, definitely. But other than that, I think, yeah, we don't really have a great big naval history. Our history is more World War One, more than anything else. Which I'm also in the thick of, by the way. Yeah, there's like old trenches around me. Ypres is a good 25-minute drive away from me. I am... like... I live in the middle of nowhere, right, from a country. It's a very tiny village. And that everywhere you look in this village, you see battle damage from World War One. There's literally still bullet holes in the side of my house I currently live in. All from World War One. The thing is, my country isn't really landlocked. But it's just, we're kind of overshadowed with the Dutch north of us and the French south. They had much bigger naval histories. Yeah, and the thing, yeah, we were also like, if I were to go look up Age of Sail naval history for my country didn't exist in the Age of Sail, so yeah, it'd probably just be part of the Dutch history then. But I guess that's what happens when you're not technically an independent country until like 30? Is there Independence Day? Somewhere in the 1830s? Yeah, literally 18th. Hold on. Yep. Literally 1830. And on to our next match. Franz Josef land again. Which isn't really a bad map for coastals. Where do I want to go, though? This map is a lot bigger than Fiji, so I don't really want to take the Dark Adventurer unless I want to use it 40. Let's try the Vosper.
All hands to battle stations. Engines, flank
Those
speed.
are actually pretty decent torpedoes. Good speed. Well, good enough. Three players either side. And a squad of 2 on either side.
Dangerous shallows ahead.
I'm going to do the same thing and just go around this island over the north side and into Bravo. And hopefully not get shot by those fortifications over there. Can I get the 50 cals under control? I can, okay, then I'll do that.
Boat! Ahead! 9,000 meters.
What's the range of the fortification? What's my torpedo range again? 6.4 is more than enough, so we'll launch a torpedo against that.
Torpedo tubes.
Because yes, you can torpedo those coastal forts for some reason.
Hard to starboard.
Those shells came very close. Actually, what did it... I tried to torpedo that one, didn't I?
5,000 meters.
Ooh, that might actually be too far out, but we'll see.
Starboard your helm.
Aye, steer starboard.
Yeah, this is one of the big guns. Four people now aside. And most of them reserves. You don't really...
Hold
Well,
your helm.
Aye, steer
a few matches ago we ran into some higher BR coastals. You have a G5, battalion thing, and LS3. I'm not yet within range of the enemy coastal battery.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 260. 2,000 meters.
Bit outside of range of a 20 mil, to be honest, so let's just not engage that yet. We're getting really close to being able to bombard that
Dangerous
coastal fort.
shallows ahead.
Really close, come on. Edge of my range,
Boat! Ahead! 2,000 meters.
and there we go.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 300. 1,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 800. 2,000 meters. Enemy vessel sunk. Enemy hit.
Starboard your helm.
Boat! Starboard! 2,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
I've taken a lot of damage already, and I can't really avoid it. I need to deal with it. R41. Never mind. R5M. Don't see many of those. Let's go MGB61. Actually, nope. Didn't yet press to battle. There we go. No torpedoes, sadly. Just tap charges.
We're winning.
Also, boat where I can control all armament at the same time. That's good.
captured a zone.
Although the pom-pom at the rear isn't really that good of a 40 mil. I'm going to be relying on my 450 guns at the front. And there we go.
Ahead.
Torpedo the naval base.
Action stations. Enemy spotted.
We'll see about artillerying that big naval base too.
Hold your helm.
'Cause, yep, there goes another AI to the naval fort.
Boat.
Bearing 260. 3,000 meters.
Yeah, that boat over there is out of range, so I can't shoot it. Well, he's out of range of the 50, it's not out of range of the 40. But I don't think I can keep this thing stable enough in these waves.
Boat. Starboard. 3,000
Yeah, no,
meters.
I'm not going to try shooting it that's from this
Aye,
range.
steer starboard.
Yeah, I think I've already said this, but I don't think I've said this to you, Tyrrell, but I made a mistake when I looked at those coastal batteries. It's not it's not a Russian 180, it has 2/3 of, but a Russian 6-inch.
Boat. Ahead. 2,000 meters.
Not that it makes much difference, but it's still a difference. I'm almost in artillery range again.
Starboard your helm. Target identified. Boat.
A few boats over here.
320. 2,000 meters.
Target
I hear a Stuka and I think it's a friendly one. It is indeed a friendly one.
2,000 meters. Target destroyed. Shells on target.
Boat.
It might be going for the other naval base.
2,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 320. 2,000 meters. Enemy hit.
I still find this such an odd... just the way the fortifications work are very odd to me.
Boat.
They're incredibly easy to take out.
1,000 meters.
And they're not really that big of a threat. Like, even to the bigger boats, they're not really... Although I will say getting hit by those 11-inch guns hurts a lot if you're in a cruiser, and especially a destroyer.
Dangerous shallows ahead.
Well, on my bad, I guess.
All back.
Boat. Port. 1,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 280.
Where is that boat that's called out to me?
Port your helm.
Aye. Steer port.
Because I do not see a boat 1,000 meters away.
Aye. Steer starboard.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
Boat. Starboard. 1,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 40. 1,000 meters. Dangerous shallows ahead.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 240. 2,000 meters.
Helm. Midships.
Helm midships. Aye.
Shells on target.
Target identified. Fighter.
Bearing 300. 5,000 meters.
We're controlling most of the zone.
Fighter...
Fighter. Starboard.
Oh, there he is.
5,000 meters.
I-15.
Boat.
Bearing 240.
Torpedoes heading my way. Let's go up ahead. And it's game over anyways. I think what will I do? Another Japan game maybe? Let's do another Japan game. But this time I won't use the Type 4 of the bus. Actually, I might actually use a Type K8 to start off with. I should probably do frigates Wednesday when I do my next stream. Shonan Chidori. Although they're really the worst of the Japanese frigates. Like Shikigoi Kazuchi and Isuzu and Ainami are really good. Although the Shonan has a special place in my heart still. As those 25s used to be really good guns to deal with destroyers. Back when they had the same damage model as coastal vessels. How much time do I still have left on that booster? Okay, 3 days. 2 days. And I still need to make an update summary video, but yeah. My progress on videos has been slow as ever. Although I must admit, after having taken a break from naval for a week, I've said it at the beginning as well, it's not a nice thing to come back to, really. It is not as fun a game mode as it used to be. How many times is this camera going to pan from the exact same angle on the ship? Just do something different. There we go. I've sort of been considering... Oh, cricket jar. I've been considering actually dialing back my streams to only 2 or maybe even 1 a week. Especially since there's nothing really new that came out other than the French stuff. And then use the times I would usually stream for actual video, you know, working on videos. I'm not too sure on that. Because there's very few BRs I find fun still in naval. Like, battleships are playable because you can just shrug off Helenas. But then when you fight enemy battleships it gets really awkward because neither of you really know how to deal with battleships anymore. Playing cruisers is fun as long as you're something a peer of a Helena. And destroyers is not much fun either, constantly fighting Moffats. Actually, no, it's no longer Moffats, is it? It's Frank Knox's, which are even worse to deal with. And on we go to our next match. African Gulf. Should be a fun map. Let's go. Where do I want to go? That's a bit of a no-no if I want to cross that. I might actually go north and then to Bravo with a Type 8. Let's take a few TF rounds with us, just in case.
総員配置につけ機関最大戦速
了解取り返し
Ah, Schmiplu. That is not going to end well for me. This guy right here is a tournament player. And one of the better tournament players as well. I kind of wonder what he's doing at this BR though. What he's going to be playing.
小型艦
That's not him.
120 2000メートル
面かじ
了解面かじ
That's another thing I really should try and make a video on, is the naval tournaments. Also, they're not really the same like they used to be.
敵艦接近折りかじターゲット特定小型艦
2000メート
ターゲット特定小型艦
Hello, Schmiplu. Yeah, I've seen it. I see you.
ル小型
And I'm very afraid.
2000メート
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
ターゲット特定小型艦
ル1000メートル直撃敵艦が傾いて失速している敵艦撃沈
ターゲット特定小型艦
120 1000メートル
Allied forces have captured a zone.
ターゲット特定小型
Also, I am
艦
actually kind of curious what you're playing in this BR.
機関前進
Another zone captured. We have the advantage. The enemy is winning.
敵艦破壊小型艦右舷3000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
160 1000メートル了解取り返しターゲット破壊
ターゲット特定小型艦
多い
I'm very much in luck with the calm waters on this map as well. Perfect for these bigger guns at longer range.
ターゲット特定小型艦
多い140 1000メートル小型艦前方1000メートル直撃敵艦が傾いて失速している直撃敵艦は炎上ターゲットに命中
I was trying to the rear compartment, but no luck.
機関最大戦速
I mean, I can see why. It's coastal without the destroyers.
小型
Why
艦
wouldn't you like this BR?
多い140 2000メ
I
ートル
quite like it as well. Although I am still a stickler for Japanese ships at this battle rating.
面かじいっぱい
Japanese ships in general.
中央小型艦前方1000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
100 1000メートル直撃敵艦が傾いて失速している
ターゲット特定小型艦
Ooh, you're in that thing. Okay.
Most of the strategic zones are captured.
You're basically in the Russian version of what I am in, aren't you? Yeah, basically.
ターゲット特定小
Yep.
型艦
Ben was misbehaving.
60 500
I'm just gonna reverse.
ターゲット特定小型艦
140 1000メートル
Ah, that's good. That's very much less good.
ターゲット特定小型艦
多い120 1000メートル
折りかじ
13 mil, could you actually load it then,
タ
please?
ーゲット特定小型艦
多い100 1000メートル
Low 13 mil. Can you get on target?
了解面かじ
利害
直撃
The victory is near.
取り舵いっぱいターゲット特定小型艦
包囲160 1000m
アジ中央ターゲット特定小型艦
包囲200 500
This is very awkward.
進行方向に当たせ小型艦 1000m
And I'd hope my teammates would listen. There we go. Torpedo in the water, but I think I'll be able to deal with that.
開始
船が座礁
ターゲット
And that's the problem
小
now.
型艦
包囲140
Come on, the torpedo is gonna hit me smack dab in the middle as well. I underestimated its speed.
ターゲット
And there we go. Let's continue with the boats for now.
小型艦前方 1000m
5人配置につけ敵艦接近ターゲット特定小型艦
包囲100 1000m 敵艦撃沈
ターゲット特定小型艦
包囲100
God
1000m
damn it, AI, get out of the way.
直撃ターゲット破壊
ターゲット特定小型艦ターゲット特定
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
重
Ship
か
has been dealt with apparently.
ターゲット特定爆撃機取り舵
了解取り返し
Allied forces have captured a zone.
機関更新ターゲット特定小型艦
包囲80 500m ターゲット破壊ターゲットに命中小型艦前方 1000m
This little boat I'm sailing at the moment, by the way, is my favorite Japanese coastal vessel. The
80
type T-38.
敵艦撃沈
Mainly just because of the 25 it carries.
小型艦
Really good anti-coastal gun.
ターゲット特定小型艦
小型艦無限 1000m
ターゲット特定小型艦
20 1000m ターゲットに命中
ターゲット特定小型艦
40 1000m
アジ中央
了解カジ中央
You. What on earth is that?
重
God
か
damn
じ
it.
いっぱい
Never heard him coming, and where is
タ
he?
ーゲット
There he
特
is.
定小型艦
包囲 0 1000m
Never heard him coming.
艦破壊修理入り操舵損傷
Which is, I've noticed that when playing tanks as well, is that for some reason the game doesn't really properly model sound.
20
So what on earth is capturing us behind?
有利班は被害対応ガッツから排水
Like the aircraft sounds, for some reason don't properly
を受けているぞ
get played when an aircraft is approaching you.
回復せよターゲット特定
And can get really annoying if you have to defend yourself from aircraft.
戦闘機敵艦撃沈敵に命中
ターゲット特定小型艦
180敵艦が傾
Although
いて
it usually shouldn't be that bad for naval, I haven't had that problem too much yet.
戦闘機
But I did legitimately not hear that lag
更
coming.
新
ターゲット破壊敵に命中
ターゲット特
And
定
again, I'm also not too familiar yet with the Japanese
180
callouts for aircraft.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
敵に命中
ターゲット
Okay, apparently my teammate is not liking
小
me.
型艦
Now I heard him. But of course, am I gonna have to repair? Am I gonna have to reload? Sorry, not repair.
取り舵いっぱい
了解取り返しいっぱい致命的な損傷船体が避けるぞ直撃敵艦破壊
ターゲット特定戦闘機
60 1000m
We have most of the zones.
ターゲット特定小型艦
200 500m 了解カジ中央ターゲットに命中敵艦撃沈水入り
I also don't have HE bolts, so that's fine, I guess. Yeah, fun stuff. Although I do have to see what that French guy told to me in the chat. Where was it? Battle chat history. Let's Google Translate that, or Google Lens, or whatever the hell it is. Actually, I'll just look it up later. Whilst I'm in the queue. I really just like this lineup though. Let me think, what else would you have other than this? The Type 4? Could work. Oh, the Hago is 1.7. I thought it used to be 2.0. Oh, but it replaces my T-38 there, never mind. Type 5 is also a decent one. But I think I'll just stay with my current lineup. Well, it seems the French didn't have anything good to say about me, which is odd seeing as I did carry that game, but well... Well, I got a lot of kills that game. Did I carry it? Not really. But well... Do I actually have the Bowsen flag on any other boats? I don't, do I? What do I do on this thing? I think... Nope. Just on the T-38. Oh, I don't mind at all, Schmiplu. If anything, I appreciate the challenge. I don't mind at all if you're at the, if you're in the matches. Like, just because I'm streaming and I'm fighting somebody who's actually competent, doesn't mean you have to quit playing what you like to play. And I'm not about to get angry about losing some, and it kicks ass, ooh. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not about to get salty about losing matches in 1-7. Even if I did mind you playing against me. But I don't. So just keep on playing as long as you want to. Yeah. We just wait for the queue. That is the one, yeah. Like, I really enjoy playing coastals at these BRs. But the matches are so short for how long the queue can be. Which is a bit of a shame. Franz Josef Land. Which is fine, not the most fun map. Let's try out the Type K8 at this map. Although I already know that we're not going to get smooth water, so the Type K8 might be a bad choice.
動員戦闘配置期間最大戦
It's stable enough.
面かじ
了解面かじ
No Schmiplu here. That's fine.
取りかじ
了解取りかじ
Might not have been the best idea to actually take the K8 first. Map is a bit too big for it.
ターゲット特定
220 5000メートル進行方向に
I
合わせ
wonder if I could actually gun down all these fortifications with just the 8 centimeter. I'm getting a hit, so that means I can take one out. Although it seems I'm about to take return fire.
Omokaji!
了解面かじ
Not like I have anything better to do in the opening stage of this match anyways. Also, I don't think my gun is quite reliable enough to take it out, although it's my third hit. Definitely did some damage to it.
Target 特定小型艦
包囲260 3000メートル小型艦右舷
That's a player. I don't necessarily want to focus on the players at the start of the match,
敵艦
especially at this BR.
ターゲット特定小型艦
260 3000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
260
Nowhere near within artillery range for the bases.
3000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
260 3000メートル ターゲットに命中
Allied forces have
Go.
captured a zone.
One more decent hit against his MTB and we should be fine.
敵艦が傾いて失速している
ターゲット特定小型
Something's
艦
drawing the fire from my 13.
240 2000メートル
Seems like that guy is the culprit.
了解大火事
ターゲット特定小型艦
240 2000メートル
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
38 Sankar ally.
2000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
260 2000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
包囲
That's the player ship, but I think we'll just have to deal with it at the moment. As there aren't really any other good targets for me to shoot at.
2000メートル直撃小型艦左舷2000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
220 1000メートル
ターゲット特定小
So you
型
kind of
艦
want to keep an eye out on that MS. See if it pops up again. I don't think it will anytime soon.
小型艦右舷7000メートルターゲット高い
ターゲット特定小型艦
多い240 1000メートル
Not within artillery range yet of a
小
base.
型艦
多い200 1000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
多い220 200メートル敵に命中
Trying to hit the front of that boat, but it's not going too well. There we go.
敵に
And now
命
the
中
bridge. But I'm going in full reverse, which is not what I wanted to do. There we go.
ターゲット特定小型艦
多い180 500メートル敵艦撃沈
ターゲット特定小型艦
多い180 500メートルターゲットに命
I'm
中
gonna run aground, but that's fine.
了解追いかじいっぱい進行方向に果たせ敵艦破壊小型艦前方1000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
多い300 500メートル
アジ
And I need to make my way over to Bravo, don't I?
中央
Want to deal with this
小
LS3.
型艦前方2000メートル敵艦破壊
ターゲット特定小型艦
280 2000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
220 1000メート
ターゲット特定小型艦
ル多い
That looks decent, but it was too low.
ターゲット特定小型艦
220
Too
1000メートル
much in front.
If we don't do something fast, the
That's a
enemy
good
will
hit.
win.
ターゲット特定
Got on the side of that
小型艦
Italian boat.
200
He's clearly keeping himself well hidden.
機関最大転速
敵艦がカトビテ失速している
Until he wants to shoot me.
ターゲット
Now we know the front is a vulnerable part.
多い
There we go.
220 1000メートル小型艦前方5000メートル
Fire burning up that crew compartment is not optimal.
ターゲット特定小型
And I
艦
don't think I have the speed to reach the capture point anyways.
面かじ失敗
了解追いかけるターゲット高いターゲットに命中
面かじ
了解大かじ多い配置につけ
I did what I could, I guess.
ターゲット特定小型艦
And there we go. Another match over. And we'll try the Americans again. And hopefully not crash again. Oops. Bumped into something. And now we patiently wait for our next match. That reminds me, we're actually coming up to quite a few more new things, aren't we? Like the next battle pass is going to be 26, so a little bit more than 2 weeks. And then we've got Operation Summer this August as well, I believe. So we do have some new boats waiting for us before the next major update. And I'm really hoping for some interesting ones, because I wasn't too happy with this update. It really felt a bit lackluster. I'm still shocked that the French Navy is so empty, really. For a tech period, it was kind of anticipated as well. People were really asking for a French naval tree. And what do we get? Some okay-ish destroyers, some god-awful 5.0s. I'm actually still not too sure on Colbert and Emile Bertin, because I think I'm hearing some mixed things about it. And then 2 dreadnoughts. Ugh. They didn't even have the common decency to add Dunkirk, so the French would have something interesting to grind. But nope. 2 dreadnoughts it is. Although I did find it funny that with, was it, yeah, June's pass to the developers thing, I think Dunkirk was on there. With the ships they passed on to developers for June. Which, I mean, better late than never, I guess. But still, that really should have been a battleship they introduced with the release of the update. And on to the next match we go. North Sea, hey? Don't really want to use HE anymore. Okay, let's try PT-103.
Man your posts. Engines, flank speed.
Aye, steer port.
Port your helm. Starboard your helm.
Aye, steer starboard.
Okay, so the way to get all 3 turrets on targets is on the right-hand side of the ship, isn't it? Yep. That'll be a bit difficult to do, but I can do it. And again, in this situation, the 50 cals are a primary weapon rather than 20 mil. Feels a lot more reliable. I'm just gonna move with my teammate.
Target
Whether he knows what he's doing or not, doesn't matter.
Bearing 80, 2,000 meters.
Boat, astern. 3,000 meters.
There's definitely not a boat astern of me 3,000 meters away.
Shells on
It
top.
is physically impossible.
Hard to starboard.
Helm port. Aye.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Engines, all ahead. Shoot.
That is a player. Not doing so much damage.
Engine, all stop.
And I cannot get my guns on target. Even to save my own skin, come on. 3 is going hand on. Where are my guns going? And why is the LS3 not shooting him? Please. There we go. That's cost me my vessel, but... Alrighty.
Repair parties, begin damage control.
We're winning.
Starboard your helm.
Yeah, I know.
Steer starboard.
Look, it shocks me that it really didn't introduce... Is there any ship in there that's really famous for the French 3? Because I'm not that familiar with the French Navy either.
3,000 meters.
Port your helm.
To me, at least, none of those ships really even all that famous, or even all that well known.
We are critically damaged.
Well, I mean, Emile Bertin is kind of well known
Target
as a
identified.
ship.
Boat.
At least it's a familiar name to me.
40. 2,000 meters.
Boat. Ahead. 2,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 40. 2,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 40. 1,000 meters. Direct hit. Critical damage.
And these safety cars really don't do anything, do they?
Enemy hit.
Helm. Hard aport.
Hard port. High. Helm pitches. High.
But with a full broadside we can get some more damage in. At least as long as my guns want to hit. Come on. I'm being shot from the rear, but that's fine, since the only hull compartment can be damaged is my front.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 180. 1,000 meters. Preparing.
Okay, I really need to be more aware of these AIs dropping torpedoes.
All hands, abandon ship.
Let's see if we can do some big bomb image.
Steering damage.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
There's any like sling or catapult in there, is there? Because the 500 pounds are a heavy delay in their drop. I see the boat on Charlie. Let's say hello to that thing. That's gonna miss by country mile, I already know it.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Yeah. That's a long shot. But we do still have 250 calls in the wing.
Most of the zones are under control.
Although 50 calls don't do nearly enough damage against boats. Well, not just the two of them. If I had 4 or 6, that would have been a bit better. But not 2. I see that the gunfire smoke is a bit weird on this plane as well. At least I think that's a gunfire, like, residue that I see on my plane. I don't think that's oil stains, is it? Oh no, the gunfire residue is clearly near the guns. Yep. It is an oil leak that I'm seeing on my plane. And my engine's about to give. It's a weird oil stain pattern though. At least it looks weird to me. And I will do one more match for tonight. And now we continue to wait again. As is sadly mostly the case for these low-tier coastals. I'm just playing it for fun. Don't have anything to grind at this BRs. But you did join us quite late, as it will be my last match for tonight. I'm going to stop the stream a bit earlier than usual. Yeah, as long as we can get into a match at least. It has been pretty good matches though. Don't complain about it too much, other than some rough water here and there. Ooh, are you? Nice. I really need to work on the French Navy, but I just have not been enjoying blue water at all recently. Those bots are starting to really make me not want to play blue water anymore. It also doesn't help that the French blue water stuff that I'm currently at is not the greatest either. So having to fight a constant horde of Moffats and Frank Knoxes whilst you're in the 5.0 cruisers or 4.7 cruisers is a bit rough. I am looking forward to getting the 5.3 cruisers. To me at least they look the most interesting. And it's Franz Josef Land again. Yes and no. Grinding in Naval Sea is a bad idea. Because you'll fight battleships. It's a guarantee that you're going to fight battleships at some point in EC. And I'm also not particularly a fan of long-range engagements, which is pretty much what EC thrives on. Let's try BTF7 again.
Secure the ship for sea. Engines, flank speed. Port your helm.
But I have been thinking of doing that as well on stream again soon. Ooh, good to know. In general, I just I found for an introduction of the next major blue water nation, I found this update to be very disappointing. Which is a real shame, because the French Navy could have been a very interesting tech tree. Yeah.
Starboard your helm.
Aye, steer starboard.
Well, I say expecting, I should be saying hoping.
Ahead. 5,000 meters.
Because it's a bad idea to expect things from an update, because I'll only be disappointed.
Target
But I was
down.
hoping to at least see a Dunkirk with the introduction of the French naval tree.
5,000 meters.
As just a reason to grind the French. Then again, technically speaking, this is not the release of the French naval tree. It's the closed beta test to the French naval tree, which I am definitely not having copium, like just copious amount of copium on. So you might see more interesting friendship when it actually goes into full release next update. And that is quote unquote full release.
Dangerous shallows ahead.
Port your helm.
Aye, steer port.
Yeah. The French being introduced with no coastal tree is a borderline crime. Especially if you want to play the meta, you need a coastal vessel if you want to secure victories.
Dangerous shallows ahead.
And securing victories can really mean a difference when it comes to RP earnings. Almost close to that coastal base.
Boat. Ahead. 2,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 140. 3,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 160. 2,000 meters.
Yeah, I know.
Starboard your helm.
In general, I think that even if the Dunkirk
Destroyed. Target
will be a pilot gag or something like that, or even if it isn't the meta of the meta battleships, I'm looking forward to Dunkirk. Just because it's an interesting ship.
Ahead. 2,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 140. 1,000 meters.
Allied forces have
Yeah.
captured a zone.
Shells on
I think
target.
I'm pretty much like that as well, where I just don't play tech trees once I've unlocked all ships. Like, I unlocked the Fuso, I think, 2 weeks after it came out,
Target identified.
and I've only started playing Fuso once Ise came out. Because I have plenty of other naval trees to still grind out.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing
Like, I really want to get to the Scharnhorst for Germany, because that thing still seems to be a very dominant
Boat.
battleship slash cruiser, depending on what you want to call it.
3,000 meters.
But that thing seems like so much fun, the Scharnhorst.
The enemy.
Engine. Flank speed. Repair parties. Repair parties. Begin damage control.
I'm just a bit stuck with the German tree though,
We are damaged.
Aye,
where I only have one ship at a time to spade.
boat. Ahead. 2,000 meters.
Engines. All back. Port your helm.
Yeah,
Target identified.
although I am looking forward to they're apparently planning to do a, what was it? Yeah, let me just deal with that first before I continue talking. But apparently they said they were going to rework naval progression in the late summer / early autumn roadmap changes. And I'm curious what that's going to be. Because I would love it if that just meant that you could research coastals with blue water vessels again. Because that would be such a big boost for me. Because that is genuinely like the major roadblock preventing me from getting my rank 5 coastals, is just having to play rank 4 coastals. They're not exactly fun. Is there actually a base I want to destroy? Maybe this one. Where is that one? That's the one over there. Is it? No, it's there. Is that it? No, that's that island. There's the one. Never mind, somebody else dealt with it. I just got shot up by the AIs because they have laser accurate AA. Ouch. Lots of 7-7s. Let's just do another run against this boat. And just check out this aircraft. Yeah, because the engine's toast anyway. They don't need to increase rewards because it's that easy to destroy those coastal guns. It's way too easy to knock them out. So I would not agree with that statement. Although they are, like, you can torpedo them, you can RT them, you can bomb them. Way too easy. I find this map still very weird, the way they design these fortifications.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Action stations. Enemy spotted.
I like the original Tech 3 as well, it was much better. But the entire reason they did the naval split was so that people could get into blue water vessels immediately, because that's more popular. But I don't know. And I do know a fair few people that got into naval because of the change. But for the more veteran naval players and the ones that actually like playing coastals as well, it's not a good change. And even, to be honest, it wasn't a good change for the blue water players either. Because it ruined research efficiency.
Aye, steer port.
Attack the A point!
There's one enemy base left. It's shouldn't be shooting into it anymore. But Stuka's heading... It's a cannon Stuka, okay.
Target identified. Attacker.
Bearing 40, 2,000 meters.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
There we go, some hits.
Boat. Ahead. 5,000 meters.
Not gonna lie, I haven't really considered the cannon Stuka for this BR of Coastal.
Target identified. Attacker.
Bearing
He seemed to do pretty well with it.
2,000 meters.
So player, that's
Port
good.
your helm. Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 100. 1,000 meters. Dangerous shallows ahead.
Our victory is near.
Boat. Port. 7,000 meters.
Enemy vessel sunk.
Port 7,000 meters.
Target identified. Boat.
Bearing 80. 1,000 meters.
Engine, all
Okay.
back. Port, all.
Hard port, aye. Helm midships, aye.
Starboard, all.
Hard starboard, aye.
Helm, midships.
Shells on target. Target on fire.
Cannon Stoker still doing Cannon Stoker things, but looks of it.
Attacker.
Bearing 180.
Yeah, he got shot down.
3,000 meters.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Look at how fast the tickets bar just goes down. It's not like it's a different amount of tickets compared to other battles.
Starboard, 1,000 meters.
At least it doesn't look like it to me.
Boat.
Bearing 60. 1,000 meters. Direct hit. Shells on target.
It wasn't great, but there was a better option than just splitting the two factories.
Steer starboard.
Yes, mission completed. Return to base.
At least in my opinion, there was a better option. And there we go. I think I'll do one more Japanese coastal match. Have some fun before we end it for tonight. Because something to take into consideration of the old Tech Tree system is that every single light cruiser could research every single heavy cruiser, and every single destroyer could research every single light cruiser, and every single PT boat from like rank 2 PT boat, which is I think anywhere from like 2.0 and 2.3 up, could research any single destroyer without a research penalty. And then if you go one rank down, you could actually use every single destroyer to research any single rank 2 PT boat with only a 10% research penalty. Which would be heaven if I could do that nowadays. Now, could you imagine just researching stuff like the LCS and the Hoquiam for the Americans with stuff like the Moffat, the Frank Knox, Gearing, Sumner, that kind of stuff, and it having just only a 10% research penalty? Would be great. But no, they completely split the two tech trees. It's actually very hard to find a... not any particular reason, chicken, no, just for fun. I wanted to play coastals, but not any coastals that could fight destroyers. So anything 2.0 and below. Ooh, Viborg Bay. That's a good map. But I'm thinking of doing frigates on Wednesday, and maybe EC on Friday. Because I'm just... Top tier Blue Water has just been... not my cup of tea as of late.
戦闘の準備をしろ。折りかじ。
了解。取りかじ。
I think... No, they should fight each other. I don't think you should ever remove because if you remove coastals from the ability to play with blue water vessels, that's when you'll kill coastals. That's when you have zero interest in them, unless of course you keep a separate game mode for all the frigates. It might actually revive them, but it's just no. There's no reason to separate the two game modes. They just need to balance them. Like most frigates actually have a fair fight against most destroyers. Especially of their own BR. And up to a little bit less so, but at their own BR they can hold their own ground. Like the SKRs famously, they're really good frigates. It's just that some frigates don't really have the correct battle rating. Oh, yeah, if you're like really modern stuff, then I can understand it. That you'd want to separate. Although, I don't know. Because the thing about especially modern anti-ship missiles, they're not exactly designed to go through armor.
動員配置につけ
But that's a whole different can of worms, really. The missile era. And the can of worms I'm not too familiar with. I personally still want to see carriers and submarines. If not for actual gameplay reasons, just so we have those ships to play around with. Because there is something that I'm actually going to advertise fairly soon on my channel. Me and a group of other people do a player-run, quote-unquote, World War mode, like just a player-run tabletop campaign, where we do the battles in-game. And just having more naval assets actually usable in-game would be very fun for that kind of stuff.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
ターゲット特定小型艦
60 1000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
120 1000メートル了解面かじ1杯
面かじ
了解面かじ
ターゲット特定小型艦
I see a boat up ahead. It's a... Ooh, that's a K3.
折りかじいっぱい
That's a K3.
Primacy. Somebody attack him.
I think it's heading that way, so let's already that direction.
小型艦左舷1000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
The reason the K3 is scary because of 40 mils.
機関更新
And
面
mounted
か
to
じ
the
いっ
front.
ぱい
We no longer have the advantage.
アジ中央
了解カジ中央
ターゲット特定小型艦
140 1000メートルターゲットに命中
Yeah.
小型艦前方1000メートル
I'm still kind of holding out hope that we
小型
will
艦
see another naval-focused update next update.
1000メート
Or the quote-unquote official release of the French Navy.
ル360 500メートル
There's a lot of stuff data mined around around stuff for submarines. Like there's voice lines for submarines. Although I think some of those voice lines are also present in a mobile game.
ターゲット
I'm not
特定
too
小
sure.
型艦
包囲20 1000メートル
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
Yeah, I know subs are in a mobile game, but I don't know if they all use the exact same voice lines too. If at all.
小型艦前方1000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
360 500メートル 来撃機
I just wanted to... Like, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm thinking that Naval is a bit of a neglected game mode when it comes to this game. There's still so much they could add to Naval, but you just don't.
特定小型艦
Oh, we can kill him. We can kill it. There we go.
破壊
面かじいっぱい
There's a ton more ships they could add. They're just...
小型艦後方
Whilst the other gamers are like at 11.7 and 12.0, Naval's still at 7.0.
小型
And
艦
I think the only reason we're still at 7.0 is because they're too afraid of cast at the higher tiers. Balancing those battle ratings. Although not that close air support really matters too much, especially in realistic battles, since the bot problem is a thing.
来撃機左舷1000メートル
Just
ターゲット特定小型艦
80 1000メートル
機関更新機関停止
敵に命中
I hear an aircraft and I don't think it's friendly. It wasn't. But it could top down with somebody else.
敵に命中 い
ターゲット特定小型艦
60 500メートル了解火事中央
Allied forces have captured a zone.
ターゲット特定小型艦
60 500メートル
I mean, on paper, player count isn't a problem with the bots being a
被害
thing.
対応を急げ
And they're very much paying customers too, of all of them having Helenas and Des Moines. But yeah. And player numbers weren't... The thing is, people, especially before the bot problem, before the navals, but people were saying, oh, the queue times are incredibly long in naval. They weren't really by that point. They were like a minute and a half at most. Which is still long by the other game mode standards, but it's not that long, really. It also, of course, doesn't help when some content creators, cough cough Ash, make a video where they're in a queue, in a 4-man queue, like in the middle of the night. And just sit there for half an hour, making it seem like naval queues are really bad, but they're not really that bad.
ターゲット特定小型艦
120 1000メートル
But again, yeah, naval queues aren't that bad, but they are still worse in the other two modes. Quite a long shot. And nowadays, especially if you're queuing in the BRs of the bots, you don't wait very long. Well, I'm not going to go around to the side of your 40 mil there. But you have 7? That sounds like a very bad idea.
火事
了解取り返し
Oh my goodness, not reloaded. So let's reload it.
魚雷発射艦用意
魚雷発射突撃
There we go.
はい
Yeah. I mean, my coastal wait times are pretty long, but it's only 3 minutes. At the longest, 3 or 4 minutes. And that's because I'm deliberately avoiding the battle waiting where you'll see destroyers.
20 1000メートル
Because I don't want to fight destroyers in coastal vessels.
後方4000メートル
機関大変速機関停止
敵艦がカトビツで失速している
We're ahead of the enemy.
敵艦撃沈敵に命中
アジ中央
小型艦左舷4000メートル
ターゲット特定小型艦
包囲360 1000メートル
Allied forces have captured a zone.
On the move we go again.
小型艦左舷4000メートル
I hear aircraft engines.
小型艦
20 1000メートル
I think.
ターゲット特定小型艦
Nope, that was just me being paranoid again.
ターゲット特定小型艦
包囲340 1000メートル了解
Oops.
ターゲットに命中
ターゲット特定
No, I definitely hear aircraft engines, but those are friendly.
包囲
Gun got knocked out.
500メートルターゲットに命中
12班補助を対応開始
And game over. Arcade Coastal is also pretty decent. But like in general, Arcade has more player numbers, although I'm not entirely sure that's true for Naval. But people really underestimate how many people actually play Arcade. And play it as a mainstay. But yeah, Arcade Coastal is pretty fun. I've played it on stream as well a few times, especially the higher tiers. Pretty fun. But I think I'm going to end it here. Because I have to get up pretty early tomorrow. 2.5, well, 2 hours and 20 minutes isn't too bad. We're stream back after a break. And I'll leave it at that. I'll be back on Wednesday for frigates, most likely. But which frigates? I only have the Japanese and Russian ones. I think I only have the SKR as well. Yeah. Most likely some Japanese frigates then Wednesday. And I'll be playing some EC on Friday. Well, thank you for watching as usual. And I'll see you all on Wednesday.